In the heart of a dystopian world, where the air is thick with tension and the scent of fear, lies the nation of Panem. From the ashes of what was once North America, this brutal regime, ruled by the capital, ensures its dominance through an annual event called the Hunger Games. Our story begins with the second installment of the trilogy, Catching Fire, by Suzanne Collins. The sun had barely risen when the weight of the world settled onto the shoulders of 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen. She was no ordinary girl, she had already defied the capital by surviving the 74th Hunger Games. In the forest, where she found solace, she stood with her longtime friend, Gale. His eyes mirrored the storm brewing inside her, a storm that would be set free as the flames of rebellion crackled to life. Katniss' life had changed since her victory alongside Peter Mellark, her fellow District 12 tribute. Her family now resided in the Victors' Village, a stark contrast to their former existence in the Seam. However, their newfound wealth could not shield them from the capital's watchful gaze. President Snow, the ruthless leader of Panem, arrived at Katniss' home with a chilling warning: quell the uprising that her actions had ignited, or face the consequences. With her loved ones' lives at stake, Katniss vowed to comply. As the victory tour commenced, Katniss and Peter were paraded through the districts, their presence a grim reminder of the capital's power. Despite their best efforts to placate the masses, the seeds of revolution had taken root, and the murmurs of dissent grew louder. In District 11, the heartache was palpable as the parents of the fallen tribute, Rue, stood before them. The suppressed grief exploded into chaos when a man dared to salute Katniss, and the peacekeepers struck him down. The flames of rebellion were spreading. With each passing day, the noose around Katniss' neck tightened, as did her resolve to keep her loved ones safe. She sought comfort in the arms of Gale, whose quiet strength steadied her. However, the capital's grip on their lives was relentless. When Gale was viciously whipped by the new head peacekeeper, Fred, the pain etched on his face was a visceral reminder that the capital's wrath knew no bounds. Amid the escalating tensions, Katniss and Peter sought solace in each other, their delicate bond forged in the fires of the Hunger Games. In a cruel twist of fate, President Snow announced the Call to Quell, a special edition of the Hunger Games held every 25 years. The rules: the tributes would be reaped from the existing pool of victors. Katniss and Peter were destined to return to the arena, a deadly reminder that no one was beyond the capital's reach. With heavy hearts, they said their farewells to District 12, knowing they might never return. As they trained for the upcoming battle, Katniss and Peter were joined by an array of former victors, each with their own unique skills and stories. Among them were Finnick Odair, the charming yet lethal tribute from District 4, and Johanna Mason, the cunning and fierce District 7 victor. As alliances were forged and strategies devised, the shadow of the impending games loomed large. The arena was a nightmarish landscape, a massive, circular saltwater pool encircled by a deadly jungle. At its center stood the cornucopia, a horn-shaped structure that housed weapons and supplies. In a race against time, the tributes scrambled for resources, their lives hanging in the balance. The capital had outdone itself with the horrors that awaited them. Every hour, a new deadly threat manifested in the form of lightning storms, carnivorous monkeys, or blood rain. Katniss and her allies fought for their lives, their survival instincts heightened to a razor's edge. Throughout the ordeal, Katniss and Peter's bond deepened, their love and reliance on one another a beacon of hope amid the bloodshed. Alongside Finnick, Johanna, and other tributes, they worked together to navigate the treacherous arena. With each passing moment, the specter of death drew closer. The climax of their harrowing journey came as Katniss discovered the arena's design was modeled after a clock, with each section unleashing a different horror at a specific hour. Armed with this knowledge, they hatched a daring plan to exploit the arena's weaknesses and bring the capital to its knees. They would strike at the heart of their oppressors and shatter the illusion of their invincibility. As the plan was set into motion, a pulse-pounding countdown began. With the precision of a finely tuned instrument, Katniss loosed an arrow that soared through the air, piercing the force field that encased the arena. In an instant, the world around her erupted in a cacophony of light and sound. The dome shattered, and the capital's facade of control crumbled. When the dust settled, Katniss awoke to the revelation that she had been a pawn in a larger game. Her rescue had been orchestrated by the enigmatic District 13, a rebel stronghold thought to have been annihilated by the capital years ago. In the chaos, Peter had been captured by the capital, his fate uncertain. The once unbreakable alliance between Katniss and her mentor, Haymitch, lay shattered, their trust in tatters. As the curtain closed on Catching Fire, the smoldering embers of revolution were fanned into an inferno. Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire, had become a symbol of hope and defiance for the oppressed citizens of Panem. The stage was set for the final, cataclysmic showdown between the capital and the districts, as the fate of a nation hung in the balance. In this thrilling second installment, Suzanne Collins masterfully weaves a tale of love, loyalty, and betrayal that will leave readers breathless. With richly drawn characters and a plot that keeps you on the edge of your seat, Catching Fire is a vivid and captivating journey through the darkest corners of human nature and the indomitable spirit that lies within.